Hello, welcome to SOP Motorsport, 1 hour of Laguna Seca, and we're about to get underway. They're about to round the final corner, and we got Tico on pole. I'm joined with Rally Stu.
Hello, yeah, we have Tico on pole and Ampio in second and AJ to the P. Rounding off the top three, then Maverick 88, That Guitar Dude and Suze rounds up your top six as they just get the green light now. We are racing and Tico holds position.
He's got a drive through.
There's the drive through for Tico, maybe an early jump off the start. That's going to shake things up massively straight away.
And AJ trying to go down the inside of Ampio.
So effectively Tico is now out of this race at the front, so we've got to consider Ampio the technical race leader, followed closely by AJ to the P. Can't see any major incidents. It looked like a clean getaway for most drivers.
We do seem to have a slow moving car at the back. Number 17, Antonelli, didn't have a good start. He must have had a spin back to the front. That Guitar Dude is racing fifth.
Yeah, That Guitar Dude got in front of Maverick somewhere. I believe That Guitar Dude was sitting behind Maverick on the grid, so he must have made a move early doors, maybe into turn one. As Tico does pull into the pits immediately to serve that drive-through penalty for an infringement on the formation lap. We'll head then to the race leader for now, Ampio in the Mercedes, being hunted ruthlessly by AJ to the P's Bentley, and starting to get a little gap between their own little battle and third place, That Guitar Dude, who's currently having to defend from Maverick. Thank you for joining us if you have. Sorry, Bailey, thanks for joining us. If you can like and subscribe, if you are new to SOP Motorsport, it does help. Carry on, Bailey. Sorry, you were about to say.
I was just going to say that the Guitar Dude took a little bit of gravel on the inside, hasn't really affected him, but they've dropped back now from the main pack, AJ to the P, and they're pulling away.
Well, Laguna Seca is famously dusty and gravelly, out even on the tarmac itself. It's an old surface here at Laguna Seca. It can be a rough, abrasive surface, but it can quite easily be covered in that dust and gravel. Also, you have those big sausage curves, big turtle curves on the inside of a lot of the corners. The Bentley and the Mercedes are probably best equipped to deal with taking a little too much curve, which may be why we currently see them leading. I would have thought the Porsches would do quite well, but the top place Porsche at the moment is down in 7th place. At the moment it's the big bullies up front.
I'm just getting the stream in the server because our bot didn't work, so that's not too good.
Well, we are still on board with the That Guitar Dude is getting hunted down by Maverick, and that battle in the front with AJ to the P and Ampio is also heating up.
Let's jump to... Oh, go on.
AJ to the P hanging on to the coattails of Ampio a little bit as they head up to the corkscrew.
Let's join 8th Kagatacos, 6th, 10th the gap. With IRT SV5.
Yes, that's a Porsche on Porsche battle, Kaga and SV5. Kaga has suffered with some poor finishes of late, but he seems to be in a good position to make this race work for him. SV5, a race winner in the Sprint Series, looking to make his mark in this race too. SV5 does look like he's just pulling a little gap on Kagatacos. Tacos probably driving a little out of his comfort zone to stick with SV5. So I just want to catch back up with the race at the front then.
Yes.
AJ to the P really is right in the mirrors of Ampio as they head once again up the hill towards the corkscrew. And the question is, where do you make your move around Laguna Seca? For me, turn 1 is the only safe option. There are obviously more overtaking opportunities. You can take a dive into the corkscrew, for instance, if we do see AJ to the P hunting Ampio down at that very corner. But it's high risk. There's a lot of high risk overtaking opportunities at Laguna Seca. You can try it into the final corner as well. But it's not the easiest circuit to get through, especially on a big car like the Mercedes, who's making himself even bigger by positioning himself well on each of these corners.
AJ to the P just doing a really good job, I think, just sticking with Ampio, and as well as that guitar dude in the same car, in the Bentley, is catching the back of them too. So that's a good job.
That guitar dude has managed to shake his tail now. Maverick just dropping off the back a little bit, and that releases that guitar dude to chase down these two front runners. So we've got a really exciting battle opening up between the big boats at the front. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section of who you think's got what it takes to win here on this Laguna Seca night race.
AJ to the P is doing a really good job actually of sticking to the back of Ampio. Just wondering if he's holding off a bit. I'm not sure. I haven't yet seen him look for the move. They're doing a good job to peel away from the pack, so maybe that's an idea, part of the plan.
Well, patience is the name of the game here at the moment. They've got to watch what the car in front's doing and look for an opportunity to overtake. They don't need to take every opportunity as it kind of comes at this stage. There's a whole 53 minutes left in this race with a pit stop in the middle. So he's going to be eyeing up the braking distance of Ampio, seeing where is it I can make a move, can I make a move at all, or am I safe to just sit back and wait for a mistake, or see if I can go on an undercut in the pits. What he doesn't want to do is just send it up the inside and risk his race and risk the race of others as well.
Saluto in the comments saying Ampio is going to win.
Well, Ampio has got history. He's often the bridesmaid and rarely the bride. We see him on the podium quite often at SOP Motorsport events. Now he's been gifted that drive-through from Tico, who is languishing down in 16th at the moment. Due to that drive-through penalty, Ampio has been gifted the lead. He's not going to want to squander it away anytime soon, so he's going to be pretty determined to stay in that lead position.
Have we got any other battles in the back? Yes, let's jump to 10th.
Yeah.
Ooh, and Kagatakos goes wide in the corkscrew.
Yeah, it's easily done there as well. Just trying to run a little bit late on your brakes. You've really got to be conservative going into the corkscrew and make the most of the exit rather than barrel it all into the entry there. It can really ruin your race. As we stay with the Bentley then of Michael B or Michelle B around the final corner, chasing Grinch the red line down. The Aston Martin appearing to pull away a little bit now. Maybe that was an overtake we missed. Maybe that was the Grinch.
Possibly.
Because the Grinch himself is now hunting the lime green Porsche of Kagatakos. If you look at the back of that Porsche as well, I love these night races. You see the exhaust glowing red on the back of that Porsche. It's a beautiful sight.
AJ to the P is really close now to to Ampio, and there is a back marker of Antonelli, I believe.
Yeah, they are closing in hard on Antonelli. Is that going to create the window that HHP needs to make a move, or is Antonelli going to allow a clean pass for both of these drivers? HHP does have a look down the inside, and he's going to get it done. I think he caught Ampio napping there a little bit. Ampio thought that HHP was content sitting behind him, but no, HHP takes a late lunge down the inside, and a clever move it was too, and that puts that guitar dude all over the back of Ampio as they all barrel into turn one then.
Wow, that did catch Ampio out just enough, I think, for the lead, and that is the move done and dusted for AJ to the P.
And now we're going to find out who had race pace. Did AJ to the P have race pace on Ampio anyway, and that's why he was sitting behind him for so long? Is he now going to be able to pull out a gap, or is Ampio going to get a bit between his teeth here and bite back against AJ to the P? That guitar dude for sure is going to be sitting watching this battle unfold and going to jump on any little mistake that presents itself.
Ampio dropping back from AJ to the P, and can we see another Bentley pass the Mercedes driver, I wonder? That guitar dude is keeping him busy now.
Well, not only that, Bailey, but we've also got the Ferrari of Maverick hunting this pack down too.
And Flat Track's not too far behind.
This battle for first place could turn into a five-way fight if all of these drivers manage to concertina their way together. Maverick does brake well into turn one, and he's right on the back of that guitar dude there. Will he get the pull out of the corner? He does. So Maverick is well and truly in this fight as well now. AJ to the P then just pulling out about a second on Ampio, so it does look like AJ has the early pace. Don't forget there is a mandatory pit stop. It's not mandatory for fuel, but you can fuel. I'm not sure whether any of these drivers are going to risk that strategy of not full fueling the car and dropping a splash in later in the race. I think it will just be tyres for most, but HSP is certainly finding pace from somewhere, and he is going like a rocket at the moment. That gap is up to 1.3 seconds now.
Yeah, there's about 4 cars, possibly 5, including Flat Track, in for this chance to win the race, or just at least take the lead.
We should just catch up with 8th place, Michel B, all over the back of Kago, who made a mistake, and Michel B now nearly made the move into corkscrew, but couldn't get it done, had to squirrel his way out of that situation, but I think he'll be straight onto the back of Kago Tacos for too long. We do have 3 drivers, Bailey, that have made their pit stops successfully, whether that's as a result of damage, because now they've got to run their tyres in theory for the rest of this race. That being Chris, 1984, Bitsu and Antonelli have all got green lights next to their names. That's to signify they have successfully fulfilled their pit stop requirements. Of course, we also saw Tico in the pits, and it looks like Tico has retired.
I was just about to say so. Yep.
After that drive-through penalty, he's obviously had some technical issues or something, and Tico is no longer in this race. And Flat Track has got himself in front of Maverick somehow. I don't know whether Maverick made a mistake, because they are possibly a good 2 seconds off the back of that guitar dude.
In a corkscrew, I'd assume.
Yeah, so Flat Track a good 2 seconds away from that guitar dude, so I think Maverick must have made a mistake, and Flat Track has lapped up that position as he should have, and the next battle to light our way through the night sky is going to be that guitar dude and Ampio then, as that guitar dude sticks to the back of Ampio as AJ to the P did for so patiently for so many laps. because AJ to the P at the moment is 2 seconds ahead now. He is starting to force the issue and starting to make this race his own.
Oh, no way. Tico lost internet connection.
Okay, so technical issues for Tico then.
Oh,
Forced
and
the
flat
retirement.
track. Flat track's gone off.
Yeah,
He's
flat
lost
track went,
2 positions.
and that was in turn, what is effectively turn 4, I think.
Yeah, 4.
Not a place you normally see cars go off. Maybe he hit one of those massive turtle curbs, or just got caught out on the gravel on the outside, trying to give himself too much space for the turn. That gives Taco's a little bit of breathing space, but not for long, I imagine. Taco's at the moment in the best position we've seen him in. He just needs to keep it tidy for the rest of this race.
Yeah, and I think being tidy is the key to this race. With how many people we've seen do a little bit of mistakes.
It happens here at Laguna. Like I said, with that dust and gravel on the outside of the circuit, it can make the surface quite slippery in places. You can easily catch yourself out, especially in the night as well. Nothing but the headlights to guide you through. That guitar dude really hunting Ampio down. Ampio's struggling here to stay in front, and that guitar dude is going to have a little sniff up the hill here.
Yeah, he is. He's much closer now in the Bentley.
Is he going to risk a punt through the corkscrew? He gets a good exit, but Ampio didn't do too bad either. I think he's going to have to concede and sit behind Ampio for another lap, but we did see Ampio get poached on the final corner, braking a little early as AJ caught him napping a few laps ago. Is that guitar dude going to capitalise on a similar mistake? Ampio not making that mistake again, gets a good clean line through the final corner and to start lap number 12.
We do have a yellow flag, but the driver's got moving again. I'm not too sure who that was.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that was either.
So we have had...
It wasn't AJ, was it?
Ooh,
No, it must have been one of the back markers.
No, yeah, it was Chris in the Mercedes, I think.
Yeah, I think you might be right there.
So we've had 2 changes of the lead, haven't we?
We started with Tico. He obviously had a drive-through and then those technical issues. Ampio took the lead and AJ made what was a fairly simple overtake into the final corner, and since then he's just been in a race of his own. He's currently 3.9 seconds, just under 4 seconds to the good versus Ampio. As Ampio is starting to force a little bit of daylight between himself and that guitar dude. As once again they ran the final corner down the start-finish straight. 41 minutes left in this race then. If you have joined us, thank you very much first of all. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. We have 3 races tonight. This is race number 1. Race number 2 follows shortly after.
So Flat Track, who had that problem earlier, cutting the corner or going wide, possibly I'd like to say, hopefully it was just a snap and he recovered it on the gravel, is now chasing down Tacos in the pole.
Yeah, Kaga is punching above his weight here, but doing very well. He has made a few small errors, but he seems to have himself collected. He's collected himself quite well. But Flat Track's going to soon look to make him his next victim as they barrel now up the hill. out towards the infamous corkscrew. Again, you're not going to find many people, hopefully, taking a desperate overtaking attempts into the corkscrew. It's not easy to do, as we see Flat Track having a look. Backed out at the last minute. But yeah, the corkscrew can be a battleground for sure, but not one for the faint-hearted.
I think we could see a move into turn 1 by Flat Track, and I think he wouldn't mind seeing a car go around the outside there, because it will become the inside of the next corner, the following corner.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, those Porsches do have really good traction out of the slower corners, so it will be a difficult job to get it done, as Kagatako's moves to defend very well on the inside line there, keeping Flat Track behind him. That Bentley and Porsche do battle again on lap number 14 of this race. 39 minutes to go, sorry.
39 seconds.
And there is a Lamborghini jumping onto the back of this as well. Suze has had a little look and thought he wouldn't mind a bite out of this cherry. As Flat Track once again then gets a good clean exit up the hill. Looks like it ran a little bit wide actually. He's on the gravel. Looks like Flat Track ran a little bit too happy into that corner there and collects a little bit of the dust. That's not going to help him at all. And that all the time, that Lamborghini behind of Stu's is just reeling this battle in.
A battle that is developing quite nicely is that Guitar Dude and Ampio. That Guitar Dude seems to want to get the move sorted. I think now he's much closer.
Well, it's a case of he's going to want to start chasing AJ down. If he does have race pace, that Guitar Dude, he's going to want to start chasing AJ down soon, as they coming towards pit stop territory. Is that Guitar Dude going to be content sitting behind Ampio, or is he going to want to take the pressure off and dive into the pits early doors? Just get himself some clean air.
Yeah, we've only had 4 pitters, and we're coming to the halfway mark shortly.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't expect too many people to pit under their own volition before about 35 minutes. I think the 4 that have probably had issues early on, and they had to pit, were forced into pitting. I would expect to see these drivers start to pit around 35 minutes to go in the race. AJ's piece certainly won't be in any rush to pit. He's got clean air. I would think that Guitar Dude would be the trigger man for me for the pit stops, as he is being held up by Ampio a little.
I'll keep an eye on that gap with Flat Track, because he's recovered quite well after his off yet again. So we'll keep an eye on that, and then we can jump on board when it gets down to about 2 tenths, and then something exciting happens.
Yeah, I mean, Flat Track probably getting quite frustrated behind that Porsche, but Kagatako's in his defence has been defending quite well for all the mistakes we've seen making, running a little bit ragged in the Porsche. He's put himself on the inside quite nicely on a lot of these corners, and that's where you want to do it. It's quite difficult to go around the outside again, being dusty and having low grip around the outside, especially of turn 1. So yeah, Kagatako's probably frustrating Flat Track. Flat Track's going to be another drive that I'd want to see take the advantage of an early pit stop, get himself some clean air, and try and take that Porsche on the undercut.
That Guitar Dude rounding the final corner, and yet again chasing Ampio. He's too far back.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a stalemate at the moment. It seems that Guitar Dude catches Ampio under heavy braking, but Ampio seems to have straight line ability that just keeps that Guitar Dude out of snatching distance.
Yeah, they seem closer now, though. Possibly the closest they've been in terms of on the track, where they are on the track.
Still got that real tough decision to make as they climb the hill and go towards corkscrew. I think that guitar dude, if he's going to get it done, a little bit like AJ to the P, he's eyeing up the last corner or turn one, because Ampio seems to have the strategy of slowing down earlier for the final corner and getting a good pull out, so that makes turn one a difficult overtake for that guitar dude. But if he can try and just nick a couple of feet in the braking zone, send it in the inside of the final corner, that's where I'd like to say he could get it done.
And there's the... Oh, hello.
And is he going to do it here? No, he won't. He falls in line.
There's another back marker there, and that's how the AJ to the P got past, but not today for that guitar dude. I think probably about 2 laps. If he can keep what he's doing, I'm sure in 2 laps time he can try and figure something out.
Well, the gap now to AJ to the P is 5.8 seconds. That shows you the pace that AJ has in that Bentley. I'm going to be questioning if he is running full fuel or if he's going to have to have a splash when he gets in.
There is talks that he is using a Coach Dave setup.
Ah, well, that might do it.
That would make sense.
Coach Dave Academy, one of our sponsors. If you do want to get the edge on the opposition, it may be worth visiting CoachDaveAcademy.com. We also give monthly prize giveaways courtesy of Coach Dave. The beneficiary of the last one being AJ to the P. He may just be letting that advantage shine here tonight at Laguna. And that guitar dude seems to have lost time to Ampio on this lap.
You've been practicing this track today because obviously you're competing in Split 2.
Yeah, I will be in race 2, yeah.
I have to ask, because it happens to me, so I'm not sure if it's everyone, but through the corkscrew I feel like it's really easy to lose the back end. How is that affecting drivers, do you think? Are you anticipating possible back end loss of grip, or?
For me, I think the loss of the back end of the corkscrew, if that is what's happening to your car, that's late braking. You're loading up the car too late and too hard, and then when you come off the brakes and rotate the car, the back of the car obviously takes a leap around a little bit. But what I tend to do is brake a little bit for the sort of the brow of the hill, try and have a slightly longer slowing down process into the corkscrew, and then just have an easier acceleration away, because the acceleration out of the corkscrew is the most important thing. You don't gain that much time on the entry to the corkscrew, but you can gain an absolute ton on the exit. I mean, I'm not one of the fastest drivers. I've been out of the car for 3 months, so I'm certainly not going to be anywhere near the front of the pack, but that's what I would say. I would slow down early and get the traction down, get the power down as soon as you can out of the corkscrew, and benefit from a good getaway.
Yeah, and actually saying that, Flat Track, if you jump on board with him, he's going for the corkscrew now, was flashing Kagatacos, and he was much closer. So maybe
he's getting angry in that Bentley.
Yeah.
I would, to be honest, I'd be thinking, why aren't you jumping into the pits? We're at pit stop territory now.
Yeah, we do see that a lot though from Flat Track. What we call anger.
He likes to get the overtaking done on track. He doesn't want to give a battle up and go into the pits today. I think he wants to get it done on track, but he could be in danger of getting a little bit too carried away. And I am excited to get out there in race 2, but it's not easy in the night time.
We are just over halfway then, and some good action on track with Flat Track and Karatacos to come.
Yeah, 7.3 seconds now the gap between first and second, so AJ is flying this circuit. He is absolutely loving life, so he's going to be in no rush to jump into the pits. We do see a couple of drivers pitting now. Kiel Alexander is in the pits, further down the leaderboard there. In terms of the front runners, no one has taken the dive yet. Ampio seems to have fairly firm control of his battle with that guitar dude. So again, that could be a battle of the pit stops as well between these two drivers as they fail to get it done on track. Ampio,
we are halfway through, keep it up.
Defending very well as watch flat track, still chasing Kaga around this busy circuit.
It is quite crowded, isn't it? You see a lot of cars. There's a lot of cars dotted around the place. We do have a lot of pitters though.
Yeah, it is the start of the pit stop. So Grinch is in the pits. He was a mid-pack runner, but still the top of the table, the cream of the crop, if you like, are out on circuit and making the most of this clean air. And Antonelli gets a stop and go penalty, I believe, for speeding in the pit lane. So that's not going to help his race, down in 17th, down in last place. With a stop and go penalty down there. And Maverick blinks, so the Ferrari of Maverick, currently in 4th place, has just decided to box. Will the others follow? That guitar dude is pinching up to Ampio again around turn 1. He's got to be thinking, well, both these drivers got to be thinking box time.
Yeah, we haven't seen much movement, have we, in terms of pitting? Oh, and well,
Flat Track has just dived in.
No
Suze has followed. Maverick is in the pit, so this is the time, guys.
AJ to the P3. Massive gap.
8.6 now.
Yeah. Incredible stuff from him. I did say, was he holding something back? And it seems like he was.
Yeah, and that just goes to show the patience he was displaying at the start of the race. But we still, don't know. Is he fueled up for the distance?
Possibly, I'd say he could be. Maybe
you'd think he would be. I can't imagine any driver deciding to have fuel as part of their strategy in this race. But he's incredibly quick.
That guitar dude got a bit too close to Ampio. They're out oversteering, understeering, I'm not too sure. Out of the way, trying to get out of the way. A bit of a snap, trying to avoid the back end of the Mercedes. Did touch the gravel on the outside. I don't think enough to put him off, but he has dropped back quite considerably now.
Just going to get busy in turn 1 then as Flat Track exits the pits, and SV5 going around the outside as well. Suze follows him out. So Suze and Flat Track are out of the pits. We're just waiting for the top 5 to make their move now.
It's a lot of cars, isn't it? 5 cars that hasn't pitted. 2 Porsches, 2 Bentleys and 1 Mercedes.
It is going to be interesting. I mean, SV5 has been quiet this race, but currently in 4th place. I know we have some guys who have already boxed to kind of consider in this rearrangement of the order, but I wouldn't count SV5 out of the top 5 finish just yet. As AJCP does box, AJCP has boxed. That's going to leave it up to Ampio and that guitar dude now to decide what they want to do, and as they both come round for another lap with 26 minutes on the clock.
How come Flat Track is in front of SV5 then?
So Flat Track is in front of SV5, so I'm not actually sure. Well, he hasn't pitted.
SV5 hasn't, no, yeah.
But he certainly shouldn't be this far back. The pit stops will reveal themselves as AJ to the P exits the pits now.
Well, that was a good pit stop by AJ to the P. Where's he going to come out? Just behind Antonelli, which is probably a back marker. He's in free air, AJ to the P.
Yeah, once again AJ gets out into relative clean air. He has got a couple of obstacles to overcome in a few laps time, I think. But I think he'll be safely in the lead. That 8-second gap that he had before these pit stops commenced are going to be it's going to be impossible for Ampio and that guitar dude to have got rid of those. And Ampio does just dive into the pits there, so it was a late dive as well, so he threw that guitar dude off the scent and dived into the pits. That guitar dude now has a decision to make. He's got a lot of clear air. He's got at least a full lap of nothing but oxygen. Is he going to dive in at the end of this lap? Just put in one hot lap. 24 minutes left in this race.
Yeah, this is baffling me a bit because Ampio did a really good job, I think, to throw that guitar dude around for another lap, and it's worked. Whether that guitar dude has got other plans, if he goes for another lap, he's risking. Well, AJ to the P is going to overtake them, that's for sure, but he is risking that AJ to the P will have a bigger gap then. So,
yeah, I would think so. AJ to the P's got nothing to worry about. He's got clear track, so
sitting in third as well now.
I wouldn't think there'll be any position change there. What's going to be interesting then, we've got to wait for the result of the guitar dude and Ampio battle, because that guitar dude is just coming toward the end of this lap, and he is in the pit, so that guitar dude pits. So I'm going to stay with that guitar dude, and if you follow Ampio
I will
around the circuit.
Yeah, so there's what's the lap time, did you say? 1:23.
Pole sitting lap time was 1:23. Yeah,
there's about a minute then between them, let's say. Maybe less than that, sorry. About 40 seconds from where Ampio is now. Ampio is really pushing, you can tell. He's aggressively chucking the car around the corners as he comes with the corkscrew.
Yeah, that guitar dude is still up on the jack, so...
Oh, this is nail-biting stuff for the Bentley driver, I'd say. Kagatakos takes the lead.
And that guitar dude is moving. He is
and
in the pit lane.
Ampio is coming around the final corner.
This is going to be
good.
Relatively close. I think Ampio's got this by some distance.
I don't know.
Do you think?
I'm not sure.
So that guitar dude has just left the pit limiter.
Here we go. He's got him on track.
Yeah, I think he's got...
You know how tight this corner is for the pit lane exit, but I think... Yeah, no.
Ampio's got a good 2 seconds there, I think.
Close though, very close.
It is close. Can that guitar dude reel him back in? Was it just that extra lap that he had to sit out on track? That guitar dude just didn't take advantage of the clear air. And Ampio had an absolutely corking out lap, as we saw. It was absolutely barreling around the circuit, and he's got a good advantage here, at least a couple of seconds, I'd say.
Yeah, 1.7 seconds, which is a really nice, comfortable gap. AJ to the P, 11 seconds.
Kagatako's now pits, that's put AJ to the P back in the lead.
Net P1, yes.
So Tacos is the last driver we have to see find their sort of race finishing position, and all overtaking from this point has to be done on track. A good 2-second gain then from the pit stops from Ampio.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you need done here as a driver. If you can't do it on track, or if the driver behind can't do it on track, at least, it's fooling by pitting and getting it done that way. Oh, and as Chris loses it in front of AJ to the P, nearly collecting AJ to the B. That was very close.
Yeah, Chris is on the outside of that circuit. He's going to be reversing onto the track while drivers are... He's going to be very, very careful there.
Yeah, that could have been a race-ending incident for AJ to the P, I think. That was very close.
Unfortunately, he has Lady Luck on his side. And 9 seconds the gap then between first and second place. So, barring any major incidents, which we nearly saw with AJ, he looks like he's got this race done and dusted. That Guitar Dude is starting to close the gap just a little on Ampio. They do have traffic coming up, so that gives that Guitar Dude every opportunity to shrink the deficit that Ampio gained during the pit stops. We saw how quick that Guitar Dude can be. He was right up the exhaust pipe of Ampio for a number of laps. As we look for the battle for 12th then, Chris, who did spin, adds R6 is sniffing all over him, and he might take a little look through turn 3.
No, and
he
Chris
does
is
so.
it
Chris
again.
Runs wide and he's gone. I think he's had an impact and he's lost downforce because he's all over the place in that Bentley.
Oh, he's got Ads back there, is he?
I think Ads must have also lost control, or there was contact and he gained the position back. I'm not sure, I didn't see any contact as Chris hits the sausage curb there. This is a disaster. Chris hits the curb there and Ads is through again as they barrel.
Chops his nose off.
Does chop his nose off. Chris runs wider again and he's
round. He's lost it.
Oh, he very nearly collected SV5, I believe it was.
Yeah. SV5 lost.
And Chris has got some major issues with that vehicle.
Yeah, something's wrong there. Absolutely.
I think SV5 also, actually, I just saw in the background, had a spin at the corkscrew on his own. So, unaided, he span at the corkscrew and has lost some time there. I think he's safe in 5th place. He did have a 13-second gap to flat track behind, but SV5 not doing himself any favours.
That was very close.
Yeah, as that Guitar Dude has shrunk the gap to 1.4 seconds to Ampio, but there is traffic in the way. PTX Barbosa pulls out the way to let that Guitar Dude through.
Realistically, that Guitar Dude needs to get on with it. No wasting time. Get the move done. And if Ampio puts a fight, give him a fight back, and
well, we may see if he does get to reel that gap and shrink that gap down to under a second. We're probably going to see this race ending physically. We don't mind a little bit of scratch and paint work as long as they're all friends at the end of the race and there's no massive punting going on. I mean, it's not a touring car race. This is gentleman driving, but we do like to see very, very close racing, especially towards the end of a race. So let's hope that Guitar Dude manages to give us a spectacle towards the end of this one with 16 minutes left to run. We look a little bit further down the leaderboard then. We have Bitsu on Barbosa in 15th place. Battle on 14th, less than half a second.
2 Ferraris.
Ferraris, yeah. The prancing horses. And Barbosa runs wide, just as we say, occurs to the commentator, and Bitsu makes it very easy. Passes through almost as if it were a blue flag. It was not. It was racing for position, and Bitsu is through and cleanly.
Nicely done.
And we have just seen the number of incidents in this race. You know, the number of drivers running wide, getting caught in that gravel, and once you do dip your toe into that dust, it's very easy to lose the back end and the car's gone. There's not really much of a runoff area anywhere around this circuit.
That guitar dude, by the way, Stu, has really improved with the gap. So has Kagatako's on Chris.
Just catch up with Kaga then.
Hold on, Stu, I think that guitar dude's looking to make a move here.
So that guitar dude he's grabbed a second from somewhere, so I don't know if that was in traffic, but Ampio has lost his advantage, and that guitar dude is now within striking distance once again. He couldn't get it done in the first stint though, so what's going to change this time round? I'll tell you what's going to change, and that's the desperate nature of the latter stage of the race. There is a yellow flag on the circuit somewhere, but not going to affect these two drivers at the moment. That guitar dude gets a much better exit from the corkscrew, and he's definitely going to be looking to bounce. He's going to be thinking, I didn't get it done in the first part of the race, but with 14 minutes left to go, I think I've got a chance here. He gets a very good exit there as they head towards the final corner of this race. That guitar dude does not have position. Ampio covers well and managed to hold position there, but is that guitar dude going to be able to close that gap for turn one? I suspect not. Ampio defended super well around the final corner of this circuit. Just positioned that Mercedes exactly where it needed to be, and that guitar dude had no way around. Let us know in the comment section what you think is going to happen towards the latter stage of this race. Can Ampio hold out? Or is that guitar dude going to get the move done? And if you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe if you haven't done so already. We're heading into the crucial last sprint. 13 minutes left to go. That guitar dude has got definitely got a bee in his car, because he's not hanging about at all. He is all over Ampio once again. Really good out the corkscrew. That guitar dude has got the line through the corkscrew absolutely nailed, absolutely with pinpoint precision. He may be in a position once again to have a look down the final corner. Has to back out of an overtake in the penultimate corner there. He's probably lost himself the advantage going into the final corner. Ampio defending so well on that Mercedes, knows where to position his car. He got stung once early in the race from AJ, but now mistakes, and he's going to make that guitar dude sweat. He's going to make him fight for every inch of this California tarmac. Comments coming in. AJ looking very much in control. Yeah, you're totally right. You are completely right there, Team Kemet Racing. AJ's P 13 seconds to the good now. He's got this race all but sewn up with 12 minutes on the clock. Once again, the benefactor of a Coach Dave Academy prize giveaway at another SOP Motorsport event. If you want to be in with a chance at winning some Coach Dave Academy equipment and setups, etc., join our Discord. There will be a link in the comment section to follow, I'm sure.
Description.
You can get yourself involved in our next prize giveaway event and the weekly races that we run. All the time, multiple weekly races, in fact, SOP Motorsport. Streamed live with commentary, as you can probably hear by now.
Hello.
My loud voice, and Curly, of course. So this battle then, Bailey, once again at an SOP Motorsport event, we have two drivers in close proximity at the head of the field, more or less the head of the field, with not much on the clock. We keep getting these gifts of climaxes to our races, and for my money, that guitar dude's got the pace, but I can't see a way past Ampio.
Yeah, and to back that comment up, Stu, Team Kemet Racing said it is so hard to pass here, and he hopes it doesn't end in tears. So do I. I think it is hard to pass, and when AJ got the move done, it was such a shock. We gasped. We were like, "Oh my god, final corner! What the heck?" And it was the best thing he's probably done in an SOP race, I think.
Yeah, I think so. But as the clock winds down to 0, the stakes start getting higher and higher, and a lot of drivers unfortunately do tend to, at that stage when the stakes are so high, put it all on red and send it down the inside of one of these corners, with occasionally disastrous consequences. But also it can provide a spectacular last lap action, as that guitar dude once again has a sniff around the last corner, but Ampio just knows how to position that Mercedes now in his vulnerable point on the track. That's his one chink in the armour, that final corner. Ampio, he likes to get a good exit, but he leaves himself vulnerable in the braking zone, but he positions his car very, very well since the early overtake that AJ to the P did for him.
A really good exit in that bent and did the guitar dude, and I think they're going to be much closer.
Yeah, that guitar dude does have the lap time. He does have it. I think he is the faster driver of these two at the moment in this phase of the race. But if you can position your car, then there's no way through. Like Team Comet Racing said in the comments, it's a difficult place to overtake. It's not quite Monaco, but it's tough.
Yeah. That guitar dude is possibly the closest he's been on this part of the track to Ampio, and the back mark again out the way.
Yeah, dramatic exit of the circuit from that back marker, letting this battle continue. Nicely done there from Chris, one of the Chris's, I believe that was. I think it was Chris 1984.
Just watch how Ampio he does. He's not letting that final corner to be exposed to that guitar dude, is he, at all?
He's backing that guitar dude up in the penultimate corner, and that's a secret, because that guitar dude gets such a good run out of the corkscrew and through that set of corners towards the back of the circuit. And we notice now that Ampio is backing that guitar dude up in the penultimate corner and just giving himself a better run and more of a chance at the breaking into the final turn. And that guitar dude getting frustrated, we saw him flashing his lights on that latest attempt. That guitar dude for me has got to find somewhere slightly unorthodox to make this overtake happen now, because Ampio is ready and prepared at that final corner, and that guitar dude is probably going to have to give up on that idea now and look for another option.
I do wish Tico was still in this race, to be honest with you, because
he was our pole sitter until that drive-through penalty, wasn't he?
Which means would AJ have battled Tico for the lead? And
who knows?
Who knows?
I mean,
exactly. Yeah.
The gap was close with all of the top 5 drivers in qualifying. It's only in the race that HHP has really let that light shine and excelled now 14 seconds to the good. As once again that guitar dude getting backed up in the penultimate corner. He's going to sit behind patiently Ampio now. There's a definite change in strategy from that guitar dude. He's going to look for a better exit out of this final corner. And he is closer than he has been on the last couple of laps. Probably not close enough to make a real significant effort down to turn 1, but it's definite change in strategy from that guitar dude.
The lights are flashing. I think that guitar dude's having a bit of fun.
I think fun might not be the operative term. We're 6 minutes left to race as we listen to the weather forecast in Wales. Was that Bailey?
It was.
Was that Alexa, was it?
And I don't know why Alexa's telling me that.
Well, Alexa, who's going to win this race? Well, that guitar dude is... Well, we know who's going to win the race, HHP, but it's about the second that's the more exciting
feature. There's
an
extremely close battle at 16th with Chris and Chris. Oh, and one of the Chris's goes off. And then the Mercedes.
Was that Chris NE again going off?
No, Mercedes.
Oh, it was the other way round.
Yeah.
Not a good circuit for Chris's is this one. Laguna Seca
oh,
seems
and
to catch
that
up.
guitar dude is... he's going to send it into the final corner? No, he isn't. He did touch AJ to the P. AJ to the P,
There was contact through... Ampio has been backing him up into that penultimate corner. I think that guitar dude just getting a little frustrated, possibly. So a little love tap there. It'll be interesting to see if anything gets submitted. So with 5.5 minutes left to run in this race, and rightly said in the comments, we've been missing what's right under our noses. Bailey Maverick 88 is catching this battle for second.
This battle is so close. That guitar dude, is he gonna? Oh, no, I didn't think so.
He's not going to get a run up the hill, is he? He's going to be tough. Is he going to take a punt into the corkscrew? Is my next question, because he does it does get to that stage in a race, and Maverick is going to be leaping on any kind of mistake. And just as we thought this story was coming to an end, another chapter reveals itself. This Ferrari is starting to catch the battle for second place now.
What Maverick wants? Oh, is that guitar dude? No, he's done it again. He always goes a bit deeper in there, and he seems to get a really good exit. As he does, I think.
Ampio's just going to back him up here again into the penultimate corner.
Yeah, that guitar dude's looking for the outside this time.
Ampio just positions himself so well there now. That guitar dude, you have to pick another place to overtake. It's not going to happen there. And he is closer than he's ever been down this start-finish straight now. But Ampio does have a pull down the straight. He is running less downforce, I imagine. And that guitar dude just unable to get it done anywhere else on circuit. His only opportunity is out of the corkscrew and into that final complex. What's going to happen these last, less than 4 minutes to go?
What Maverick wants is that this battle continues. He doesn't want that guitar dude really to pass Ampio. Maybe Ampio will fight back after the move is done, if the move gets done. But
I think if we're being honest, Maverick's going to want this this battle ahead of him to end in tears, to end in a late dive, and Maverick just comes through and grabs the and tears the ribbon for second place. But it's safe to say the podium battle's hotting up. That guitar dude is just so quick through the corkscrew. He hits the cab a bit hard there, and that's probably lost him a little bit of time. Go on.
I think Maverick's going to get that guitar dude before that guitar dude gets Ampio at this rate.
Yeah, is that guitar dude looking in his mirrors, or is he concentrating solely on Ampio? Because he's been looking ahead of him for so long. He's probably failed to look at the Ferrari that's looming larger and larger in his mirrors every lap. So something's got to give in this battle, otherwise the Maverick is going to leapfrog that guitar dude.
That Maverick does look like he wants to get the move done. Oh, he does run a little bit wide, but
yeah, just gets his toes in the dirt there. That shouldn't affect him too much.
No, not at all. Oh wow, look how close.
Is this going to give Ampio the chance he needs to just get a bit of breathing space? He hasn't been able to draw a breath for the last 10-15 laps. It's just been.
I think that's going to continue up the hill.
Yeah, the Maverick now finding it hard to hang on to the back of these two. We know how quick that guitar dude is through this section, but he's just unable to make that final move. Once again through the corkscrew, Maverick glued to the back of that guitar dude. That guitar dude just hanging onto the back of Ampio here, once again looking for a place. Where can I get this done?
Oh.
He's nudging into the final corner, but he's just never quite close enough. What does he have to do? He's sitting there in that Bentley. Where can I make the time? I've got possibly 1 lap left, maybe 2 laps left. I think 2 laps left. I don't think the leader is on the final lap just yet. So I think he's got 2 laps and he's got to decide where it's going to happen. I'm going to say this to you now, that guitar dude, and I'm ready to be proven wrong by the viewers, but it's not going to happen at that final corner. Ampio just covers it so well. So where are you going to get it done?
We have seen, just watching that final corner, we have seen Ampio presume that guitar dude is going to send it down the inside, and he did do the wide line. But when he did that guitar dude did jump on the idea of going around the outside, which isn't isn't an awful idea, but it does put him in a possibly a better spot to get the traction. But then you have got a car then on your inside, which causes problems for the following corner. So where he can do it, I don't know.
I think he's going to be looking, Maverick's looking around the outside of that guitar dude at the moment. Unable to make anything happen there.
Leaders on final lap now.
Final lap then.
Yeah, as these three drivers battling for second place make their way to the start-finish line, they will be on their final lap.
Unfortunately for us, we can't jump on board with that guitar dude just because we haven't got the facilities. The game doesn't offer us the onboard cameras. It would be nice to see how close the gap is, because when we are saying is it close, how close is close? Like, why isn't he sending it into the final corner? It must be that close that it's just not physically possible. It would be.
It's not possible. Ampio's just positioned himself so well.
So
he's
well,
planted
yeah.
himself after that penultimate corner. He's planted himself dead centre of the circuit, and it's just an incredibly difficult thing to get done. I think that guitar dude knows it's the final lap now. It's my time to shine. Am I going to have a look into the corkscrew? Am I going to get a good enough exit to get that done? I'll tell you who's licking his lips at the opportunity, and that's Maverick 88.
And that's for podium position. So really, that guitar just got the podium. Let's let it go a bit. But I think Maverick really wants that third spot.
One more chance for that guitar dude.
Oh, he is close.
The leader has finished
He's
the race.
close.
And he's making the move. There's a little bit possibly of swapping of paintwork. He's unable to get it done, but that Maverick is all over the back of that guitar dude as well. They all managed to keep it neat and tidy and on circuit. That guitar dude gets a better
One
pull,
more
but
lap.
it is going to finish.
One more lap.
It is over.
If we
They
had
have
one
finished
more
the
lap.
race. If we just had one more lap,
Wow.
yeah, but there's always an ideal of one more lap. We would have loved that race to go on for another 10 laps, to be honest. But
Oh, absolutely.
right, I've got to go and jump in my car.
That is perfectly fine.
Thank you very much for joining. Please stick around and watch race number 2 if you can. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. That was a damn good race.
That was. Thank you very much.